Hello and welcome to our Human Rights Day Assembly for the week beginning 7th of December. And a very warm welcome to you, whether you're watching at home or watching at school. Hello to all of you. So I'm Sally Goff, head of Post 16, so hopefully you've seen me around, or if not, here I am. Okie doke, so first of all then let's start with a practice of the sign of the week. So same, so I'm going to bring my fingers up for this and you bring those fingers together. Same, and respect, which links into our Ellesmere equality that we're going to be looking at later on. Okay, so this assembly is all about human rights. So what are human rights? Well, human rights, they came about after the Second World War, and it was an agreement between different countries that we should have some rules which we should all live by to make the world a better place. Now, I think the best way for you to understand human rights is this video here. So we're going to have a little watch of this video here. In fact, I'm going to put the video at the end because it doesn't want to play, so you can watch that at the end. But basically, it tells you that there are certain rights which we should all have, and if we all live by these rules, then it'll be a better place. So I'm going to put a lot of the rules on the next page, but just talk about a couple of them.
The Universal Declaration of Human Rights was written in 1948. Millions of people had perished in the Second World War. Many countries were still deeply divided by racism and military oppression. So, the 48 countries of the United Nations got together and decided that enough was enough. So they all sat down and wrote 30 articles. That's 30 rights and freedoms which belong to all of us.
Article 1, we're all born free! We have our own thoughts and ideas, and we should all be treated the same way.
Article 9 says nobody has the right to put us in prison without good reason. To keep us there, or to send us away from our country.
Article 15. We all have the right to belong to a country.
Over here. Article 18 says we all have the right to believe in whatever we like.
To have a religion. And to change it if we wish.
Article 19. We all have the right to make up our own minds, to think what we like, to say what we like, and to share our ideas with other people.
And Article 30 says that nobody can take these rights and freedoms away from us. They belong to everybody.
So things like we should all be free from slavery. No one should be a slave. That sounds like a sensible right, doesn't it? It hasn't always been the case, though, in history, so that's why we've got it down as one of the rules. We should all have the right to privacy. So we should have periods of time when we have, time on our own, space on our own, where we have privacy. That's important. So we shouldn't have people spying on us and things like that, because that may be quite uncomfortable. We should have the right to get married and have a family. We should individually make the decision to do that and be able to do that, or not do that if we choose. And we should have the freedom of expression to say how we feel. We should have the right to education, and we should live in a fair and free world, and we also have things like we shouldn't be discriminated against, so no one should be judging us because of our race, our religion, and where we're from, and so on. So they all sound like very sensible ideas, don't they? And I think they're great, and that's what we have in our country, and many other countries. We have these human rights that we all should live by. Now, when we talk about human rights, I think they link really well into British values. So this idea of respect. If you respect someone, it means that you will listen to what they say. You don't have to agree, but you'll listen to it. It means you'll treat them with kindness and care. And I think all of us want to be dealt in that way, with kindness and care. And we should treat other people the same way. So respect has a lot to do with human rights. And it is one of our British values, to have this mutual respect between us. Being fair. So, for example, this idea that the government in the UK, we vote for the government. We don't have one person that leads everyone, and no one is allowed to make any decisions about who that person is. We vote for people. We have a democracy, and that is fair because we have then the opinions of lots of people are considered to rule our country. And so that links in again to this human rights attitude of being fair. If someone has committed a crime, we have this idea that you will go to a jury or you go to a judge, and someone else will consider you innocent until proven guilty. So again, this fairness. Dignity. Okay, so this idea that we should be able to have self-value, self-respect, having individual liberty, so the freedom to investigate the crafts, the interests that we want to do. That's all about having dignity, being able to have self-worth, self-respect. That links to human rights and also our British values. And also this idea of equality. So it doesn't matter where you're born, it doesn't matter who you're born to, it doesn't matter what your parents do, or what religion you believe in, any disabilities. We are all equal. And again, that links into this British values in terms of different cultures, different religions. We should all accept all of them. Okay, so that's what human rights is about. It's an acceptance of everyone, treating everyone fairly with respect, and actually it's a really positive thing. Now, there are some times when the government can restrict your human rights. For example, if you are stopping someone else from having their human rights, so if you put someone else in slavery, then actually that's a crime, and we would take your human right of being free, and you could end up in prison. So you could be restricted the human rights that way. At the moment, we're going through an international pandemic that lots of people's health is at risk. And so actually some of us are losing some of our liberties, because when you're isolating at home, you're not allowed to leave the home for anything, and that is an infringement of human rights, but it's okay because actually it's about keeping everyone else safe, and the human rights about keeping everyone happy and everyone safe. So to do that, some of us sometimes will have to isolate, and some other points someone else will isolate to keep us safe. So it's a good thing. They'll also might, for situations of crime, public safety, national security, again, these are situations when they might be able to make decisions which will have an impact on your human rights, but it will be because it's about the greater good of the whole. Okay then, so we've been talking about human rights. How do they link into the Ellesmere qualities? Well, they link in really well to Ellesmere qualities because it is about respecting others. It's about caring, listening to others, understanding others, and that is one of our qualities, respect. And it's about responsibility. So in order to recognise human rights, we have to be responsible. We have to listen to others. We have to be tolerant of others. We have to keep our emotions in check so we are not abusing others, and so that links in again with our Ellesmere qualities, and it demonstrates that the Ellesmere qualities, they are very important for school, but they also relate to experiences outside of school. They're good qualities to live by. Teamwork. The only way the human rights work is if all of us work together and agree with these particular rules. So again, teamwork, which you talk about in Ellesmere College, is important in society outside of Ellesmere too. Okay, so thank you for listening today. We always have a little link into COVID-19 because we're experiencing that at the moment. So what can we do at the moment? Well, again, it is about that teamwork. If you are isolating at the moment, that means you have been exposed to someone who has had a positive test. That means you need to isolate. You need to stay inside so you're not spreading any sort of risk of contagion to other people. So we're doing that to keep everyone safe. Thank you very much indeed.